Hi, it's Char, and I got this extra sparkly magic, look at that, on this filter on this video because I like it. I actually had just gotten back and did a few weeks. That might be a little bit loud, so I might end up turning that down a little bit. I may not be able to, so you guys just have to deal with the glitter, okay? Had been out recharging and focusing my mindset and making some goals for this next year, and wanted to share with you some clarity, hoping that it will gain you some also. I want to start with years ago. Now this is before iPhone, so I might be dating myself a little bit, but stick with me. Years ago, there was TomToms. You guys remember TomToms, right? And you could download different voices, like Siri on my phone. My Siri is an Australian male guy because I can listen to them talk all day long. And you can download different voices on TomTom. And years ago, I downloaded Mr. T. And it was really funny because when I would get in my car to go somewhere, you enter, the address, and on the way there, I had no clue how it figured out how to get there. I just trusted that when I entered the address that it would get me there. And Mr. T would be like, "Hey, turn left here, you fool. And turn right, you stupid." And it was just the best. It brought a lot of giggles and happiness. There's a little story there from when my son was younger that I would always use a Mr. T reference. So when I got in my car, I had to know where I was going. And this is the message that I want to share with you today, is that in order for the GPS to work, I had to enter a destination. I had to have an address, or at least just a general idea of what direction I was going to go. If I wanted to go to Des Moines, I could enter Des Moines. It's going to take me to the center of Des Moines. But I couldn't get in my car and trust the GPS to get me anywhere if I didn't know a general direction of where I was going to go. And the magic of all of it, and GPS also, is that once you have a general idea of the direction or where you want to go, and you put it in there, it figures it out. I mean, I know there were some things I would tell it: no highways or no tolls, no toll roads, or the fastest or the shortest. It didn't really matter. But it would do the magic of getting me there. And as long as I followed the GPS, it would get me there, and listen to Mr. T tell me to turn left and turn right, you fool, and had a little bit of fun along the way. Well, in our lives, how many of us are actually slowing down and figuring out where we want to go with our lives? How many of us are entering something into our life GPS where we have a general idea of where we want to go? You don't even have to know all the details, because just like the GPS in your car or on your phone, you don't know how to get there. That's why you have the GPS. But you have an inkling that you want to be there. So even if it is a far-fetched, and what I love is that when people set goals and other people think they're stupid or crazy, that's a good goal. Or one that scares you. That's a really good goal. One that you think is just not possible. Years ago, I had no way did I ever have any knowledge of how to do a triathlon. But I put that in my GPS, and because I put this in my GPS, and I just trust my unconscious mind to work, because it's so powerful. It's just like the GPS in your car that you put the address in. You know it's going to work. You just got to have a general direction of the direction you're going to go. I knew that I wanted to do a triathlon. I just didn't know how. And what was really neat, that as soon as I put that in my GPS, my reticular activating system, my RAS, was activated in my mind. You guys have, all of us have RAS. And it's not sparkly RAS like this, but it's RAS. And RAS is, you'll activate your RAS when you buy a new car and you're driving down the road and you realize in that moment how many other people have a car like yours. And it's because your mind is really focused on that in that moment. There's so much information coming at us from every different source that you can't plug into all of it all the time, but you can consciously make decisions on where you're going to go with it. And so taking the time to slow down and realize we're at the beginning of a new year. Where do you want to be next year at this time? Do you want to be in the exact same place where you're at now? Or are you going to jump? Think about, even if you're not driving your car and using your GPS, you're calling an Uber. Are you going to jump in the Uber with no place in mind and let the Uber driver decide where you go? Because a lot of us are doing that in our own lives, where we're not owning or taking charge, when you realize that you only have so many days here. You only have so long to make your mark known and your difference felt. And everybody's difference And everybody's mark is needed so desperately. Sometimes it's just slowing down and helping bump somebody's trajectory in a day of just smiling and giving them validation of letting them know they're seen or they're heard. And sometimes it's more of taking leadership positions to help many, many people find what they need to do in this world. And so knowing where you're at today, where you want to be next year, you're the one that's truly in charge of that. But if you haven't thought about, most of us give more time to planning our vacation than we do our life. Think about that. Your vacation is only for a short window of time. Your life is what you build everything on. And if you don't have a general direction of where you're going to go in your life, you don't have to know the why. It could be the bigger, the better, the crazier, the more wonderful it can be. You can be anywhere that you want to be within 5 years. You just have to start. And you have to know what general direction so you also won't get caught up in distractions. You don't have to know the whys. You just have to know a general direction, and you're going to let God, your faith, energy, the universe take care of the how, just like you do the GPS that's in your car. And so next New Year's Eve, what's it going to look like for you? Are you going to be in the same place, or are you going to travel the world? And in this year, by you traveling and by you setting goals and doing things differently and putting things into your GPS, you're going to gain knowledge and experience that's going to help you move that marker and change for next year. If you don't do anything different, you're just going to repeat the same cycle again. That's that definition of insanity, remember? So make sure, along the way, you still check your course. I know I will grab a taxi when I'm out of town, and I never get in a taxi or an Uber without making sure I pull up my GPS just to make sure they're staying on track, because they might be wanting an extra couple dollars, and I'm like, hey, my GPS says this is the way we should be going. Get it back on track. So you got to hold yourself accountable and check your course, and sometimes what you'll learn is that you thought we should go this way, but all of a sudden, that's a little bit better. And you gain knowledge along the way. And you understand that there's not just one way to get to a place. You'll learn that there's a lot of different ways to get there, and not one of them's wrong. All of them's right. They're just different. And there's different goals along the way. There might be a faster way or slower way or more scenic way, but they're all the right thing. They're all the right ways to do that. And so there's a quote I wanted to read you. It is that we are all precious, every single one of us. We are magnificent human beings who have been given almighty gifts and the ability to create our own lives without any limits. And so if you haven't been told that, I'm happy to tell you this right now. You're amazing, and that you are completely in charge of where that GPS is going to take you. You just got to figure out the address that you're going to punch it in. And as soon as you figure that out, or even if you have figured it out, share it down below. I'd love to hear it. Share the journey. Take notes. Look along the way and see if there's somebody else you can help. Maybe offer a ride to. It's kind of what we're all here for, because we're all connected. Once you realize we're all connected, you also realize how powerful that is in that moment, because we're all powerful. So you guys, I hope this helped you. I know that I have gained a lot of clarity on my GPS and where I'm going this next year, and I'm so excited to share it with you. If you would like to see more videos like this, go find me on the YouTube. I have the channel, The Daily Dose of Char, and it's just a little bit of inspiration. So if you get lost along the way, this helps you get you back on your course for your GPS, because you are amazing, and I need you to figure out your stuff while I'm figuring out my stuff, and we can all make a better world. So I hope you guys remember we're all powerful, we're all connected, and I love you. Now go love yourself first so that you can go and love other people too. And talk to you next time. Bye.